Hello, welcome back to my channel. So we finished the hour 8 scheduled sprint, and I finished my second book of the day. And you might be able to hear the complaining of another baby. He's like, I don't want to be seen on a camera, human. I have not signed the release. He says, no. Alright, that is Alex. Yeah, he is, they're not feral, but he doesn't like being picked up. So he's very annoyed at the being picked up. He likes the being petted all over part. But as soon as I try to pick him up again, he's like, no, you can't do that. I have not authorized it. So, yeah, anyway, reading buddy number 2. So I finished, We Do Not Part by Han Kang. Trying to get used to saying her name like that. I think it's a her. The name is spelled Kang, but the narrator, who sounds like she knows what she's talking about, says it more like Gang, not Kang, which makes sense. Anyway, so if anyone has been trying to pronounce that name in booktube videos, I know that's a pain in the butt trying to figure out how to pronounce everybody's names, and everybody's from totally different language cultures. Anyway, so that was a useful bit of information, even if it's just for me, because I will probably read Human something or other. Human Stain? Human Nature? I don't remember. But somebody else in the readathon is reading that one that I haven't read yet. And I think I saw their name on another book that was offered in NetGalley this year. So there's probably a new one coming out. Anyway, so I finished that one. Definitely dark. Some of the symbolism I'm not sure worked for me as an American reader. So I don't know if the symbolism was specific to Korean culture. It could have been. Because I felt like I should be understanding some of this more than I am. I'm bad with symbolism anyway. But I was lost for some of it. And then once it got into trying to trace a missing relative from a mass grave from during the Korean War. I'm pretty sure it was during the Korean War. But yeah, during that conflict, one of the family members may or may not be dead, and they're trying to figure out what happened. Lots of dark, gruesome tales, except that they're not on screen. It's always just looking back, not we're in the perspective of someone being tortured or stuff. So it's not a cheerful book, but as far as traumatic reading, I've read worse. As this one, I would say it has trigger warnings, but there's a whole nother degree of triggering that it doesn't go to. So I appreciate that. I read the full gambit of trauma literary fiction, but I do appreciate when I don't have to be in the perspective of the characters being tortured. That's a bit much. Yeah. So, yeah, that was good. See, as long as I don't pick him up, he's fine. He's like, oh yeah, pet the chin. As soon as I pick him up to show him in the camera again, he's gonna be like, what are you doing, human? But now he's like, oh, laps are good. I swear, kittens. These guys are from the same colony as several of my litters last year that were practically adoptable kittens right off the bat. That they were lap kittens. They let you handle them however you wanted to, upside down, and playing with the kitten however you felt like. Totally tame kittens. These guys, same litter, similarly friendly, but they do not like having all 4 feet off the ground. Yeah, I've had one other litter like that, so I'm wondering if it's a genetic thing. Because they're all from the same kind of super colony, a huge colony in an area that's been underserved for TNR for way too long. So, anyway. Oh, you're so cute. You sure you don't want to be on the camera again? He says yes. Okay, so, after the Han Kang book and this one, this is Killing the SS that I mentioned earlier. And then I was gonna do Kane by Jean Toomer. Kane is about black slavery in the Deep South. I think I'm gonna pause on that one and go for something lighter. Because I've had Holocaust, I've had massacres in Korea. I think I'm going to go for something pleasant. So I haven't decided what that is yet. In the meantime, I have to do Growth of the Soil by Knut Hamsun, which I have in print. Ta-da! Growth of the Soil by Knut Hamsun. I'm doing it as an audiobook, though, because LibriVox has an audiobook of it. So I've been reading bits and pieces in print, but the audiobooks are so nice for being able to keep up on all the sites while listening. So I have to read that one by the end of the month for points for a Goodreads group called Reading 1001. Because that was the book that was selected for the TBR takedown game for me for that game. Yeah. So I get extra points if I finish it this month. If I don't, not only do I not get the extra points for it, but then next month's book goes back to the first tier for the extra points. If I finish this one next month, I think the amount of extra points I get for next month's book will go up. But only if I don't drop the chain at any point. So, yeah, so I was like, well, what do I feel like? And I saw that book. I was like, you know what? I don't care if I feel like it or not. It's available in audio, and I have to finish it. So it's like a signed reading. But it's good. It's so far about a dude who sets up a farmstead and marries a woman with a hair lip, and then the wife gets in trouble for the death of a baby, which I won't say more about that. Death of the baby is not on screen in case that's a trigger for you. It shouldn't be triggering unless it's very specifically your situation, and it's unlikely. So, anyway, yeah, it's the pastoral, life of a farmer, set in Norway. I always get confused about which Scandinavian country some of my Scandinavian fiction is from, because for me, they're all cold. We have a lot of readers from Scandinavian countries this readathon, and I have to confess, they all run together as foresty cold places where they might be nice to visit in the summer. I live in a place with real winter, but only sort of, and I grumble about the ice and the snow all winter, and we have like a few days of winter, and then it gets back to being pretty mild, and then a few more days of winter, and it goes back to being pretty mild. So each snow has melted off, and it's gone dry before the next snow lands. So we do get snow. It does get below zero for about a week straight, at least once most winters. So we're not tropical, but I cannot imagine choosing to live somewhere where it's that cold for that long. So, yeah. Every once in a while I have to read about people living in places that are that cold. And I have, something about Fish Can Sing by Halldor Laxness that I almost included this weekend. So this was the Scandinavian fiction that I decided to try instead because of points. So Halldor Laxness will be probably next month. But you want to say hi again before we sign off? Is there a kitten on the screen? So I don't care if there's a kitten on the screen. Says no. I do not care if there's a kitten on the screen. All feet are not on floor. Okay, so I'm going to put Alex away and get back to my reading. But hopefully you guys are having a great readathon. And I will check in again before, during, or after probably hour 12. Because I'm posting all the sprints this time. So happy reading, and I will see you in a few hours. Bye, guys!